Have you ever been told that the best headphones are the ones that shut the world out completely? Here's the curveball. What if true luxury in 2025 isn't total silence, but hearing your music in reference-grade clarity without feeling sealed in a jar? Today we're testing that idea with Bowers & Wilkins' new flagship, the Px8 S2. If you've been searching Px8 S2 and wondering whether these are worth your money, this is the deep dive you want, because we're going way beyond bullet points and into how they actually fit into your day. Let's set the stage. Px8 S2 is Bowers & Wilkins' top wireless noise-canceling over-ear. Price: $799.99 in the US finishes, onyx black and warm stone. It sits above the Px8 and well above the Px7 family. The pitch is simple. Take the sound that made the original Px8 a reference in its class, refine the mechanical design for comfort and longevity, and drop in a new wireless platform capable of true 24-bit audio with a wider spread of modern codecs. Translation: it's built to sound like a real hi-fi system that happens to go everywhere with you. First impressions are all about craftsmanship. The headband and ear cushions are wrapped in Napa leather. The yokes are aluminum with that confident, precise feel when you adjust the fit. The silhouette is slimmer than the original Px8, which matters because it brings the weight closer to your head and reduces the mushroom look that some over-ears can have. The overall vibe is low-key luxury. No screaming logos, no glossy plastic. It's the kind of object that looks better the longer you keep it. Under the hood, each cup houses a 40mm carbon cone dynamic driver, angled toward your ear to improve imaging. A dedicated 24-bit DSP and proprietary amplifier DAC run the show, and the wireless stack is Bluetooth 5.3 with SBC, AAC, aptX, aptX HD, aptX Adaptive, and aptX Lossless on tap. There's multi-point for juggling a laptop and a phone. There's also wired listening via USB-C, plus a USB-C to 3.5mm cable in the box for your console controller or DAC Touch amp stack. Battery life is rated at 30 hours, and a 15-minute splash charge nets up to 7 hours. Basically enough power to rescue you when you forgot to charge before the commute. Record scratch. Here's what they don't tell you on spec sheets. Top-tier wireless headphones are a balancing act between fidelity, noise control, and comfort. Too much noise canceling and dynamics can feel strangled. Too little, and the outside world walks into your music. Too much clamp, and you're counting down minutes until you can take them off. Px8 S2 leans hard into a philosophy that puts tone and texture first, then stops noise in a way that doesn't flatten the music. So, what do you actually hear? Put on a track with space and micro detail, intimate vocals, brushed cymbals, a double bass that breathes, and the Px8 S2 presents the mid-range with an almost studio monitor calm. Vocals sit steady and locked. Sibilance is controlled but alive. Cymbals have sheen without splash. Bass is instructive. It's present and taut, more about the grain of a bass string or the pressurization of a kick drum than about brute force. If your taste skews toward fun first thump, you can nudge the lows with the app's 5-band EQ, but the bassline tuning is aimed at realism. This is the headphone you leave at comfortable volume and still hear everything. This sonic maturity stems directly from the driver technology and how the new DSP manages the output. Unlike typical dynamic drivers, the Px8 S2's carbon cones are exceptionally light and rigid, allowing them to move with greater precision and stop more quickly. This speed is critical for resolving complex transients, the sharp, sudden sounds like a drum hit or a guitar pluck, which are often smeared or lost on lesser headphones. The angled placement of the drivers is another subtle but vital upgrade, helping to create a more believable, expansive soundstage that feels less like the sound is trapped in your skull and more like it's unfolding in front of you. What you gain is a sense of air and separation between instruments. The sound isn't just detailed, it's organized. This attention to detail in the physical and digital design is what truly justifies the price difference over competitors, transforming the listening experience from mere background noise into an active, engaging performance, even at lower volumes. Let's talk noise canceling. If you need an iron curtain hush for long-haul flights or open offices, Bose still sets the benchmark for raw silence at a far lower price. Sony remains the all-rounder with strong ANC, smart features, and a very tweakable app. Px8 S2's approach is different. 8 total microphones with 6 dedicated to ANC trim the low-frequency rumble and mid-band chatter while deliberately preserving the shape of the music. You don't hear the aggressive suck-out when ANC kicks in. Instead, there's a steady reduction in fatigue. On a subway, HVAC and wheel noise recede. Voices nearby blur into a soft wash. It's not the quietest room money can buy, but it's the most musical one in this bracket. Call quality is better than the headline suggests. The mic system focuses on preserving your natural tone. Your voice doesn't come through as thin or overgated. Wind management is improved over last gen. Gusts can still poke through outdoors, but speech remains intelligible. For the hybrid work crowd, multi-point is stable. And the physical controls, volume rocker, playback, noise mode toggle, are intuitive enough that you won't be hunting around mid-call. Comfort is sneaky important. Headphones that sound fantastic for 20 minutes, but hotspot your head at an hour are not daily drivers. Px8 S2 avoids that with a slimmer cup, balanced clamp, and plush pads. On the scale, the headphones are about 0.31 kilograms, but weight distribution and cup shape make them wear lighter than the number. If you wear glasses, the cushion compliance helps the seal around frames without pinching your temples. It's the kind of fit that disappears while you edit, code, or write, and that's the best compliment an over-ear can get. The app story is simple and mature. Open the Bowers Wilkins Music app and you'll find the 5-band EQ, noise mode selection, wear sensor options, auto standby timing, and firmware updates. If you're on iOS, there's made for iPhone support. If you're on Android, fast pair speeds up setup. If you care about ultimate reliability or lip sync for creative work, USB-C audio is your friend. One cable, no Bluetooth quirks, full 24-bit path. Now, let's place Px8 S2 in the market with exact figures, because value is relative. Bose QuietComfort Ultra headphones, $429, class-leading hush, relaxed tuning, lighter hit to the wallet. Sony WH-1000XM5, $399, feature-packed, warm, flexible EQ, still among the first names to recommend. Sennheiser Momentum 4, $449.95, battery life champ at up to 60 hours clean and easygoing sound. Apple AirPods Max, $549, deep Apple integration and spatial audio polish, though only around 20 hours of battery. Focal Bathies, $849, gorgeous build and dynamic punch at an even higher price. Px8 S2, $799, by far the priciest of the mainstream luxury crowd besides Bathies, and squarely aimed at people who want long-term comfort, elevated materials, and a refined, reference-leaning tuning. Let's build some real-world use cases. You're a creative pro, editing video, laying down tracks, or just living in playlists for hours, Px8 S2 is the most comfortable and least fatiguing way to work. You're a frequent flyer. Bose wins on raw hush and price. Sony is a close second with better all-round features. You're a battery life maximalist, Sennheiser Momentum 4. At 60 hours changes how often you even think about charging. You're deep in Apple's ecosystem. AirPods Max still offer the smoothest handoff and spatial audio. You want hi-fi swagger in a wireless can, Focal Bathies brings striking design and slam. But if you want premium tactile materials, a calmer, more natural tonality, and ANC that doesn't squash the life out of your music, that's Px8 S2's lane. On-screen text in your mind's eye. Here's what they don't tell you. Store demos can mislead you. In 5 noisy minutes on a sales floor, your brain rewards the loudest bass and the heaviest noise canceling. In 5 hours at home, your brain rewards natural timbre, low fatigue, and a build that doesn't nag. Px8 S2 is tuned for the long listen, not the knockout punch. That's why quick ABs sometimes feel less aggressive, and that's why owners end up wearing them all day. A fast note on codec reality. aptX lossless on Bluetooth 5.3 can deliver up to 24-bit 96 kHz in ideal conditions, but you'll need a phone that specifically supports it and genuine high-res sources. The good news is that even on AAC or aptX adaptive, the driver DSP combo still carries the clarity and poise you're paying for. And when in doubt, that USB-C cable lets you bypass Bluetooth entirely and lock in consistent, full-resolution playback. Battery life feels honest. With ANC on, hitting the rated 30 hours is straightforward. With mixed use, most people won't see a charger for days. The 15-minute quick charge for around 7 hours is the kind of real-world lifesaver that keeps you rolling through a commute or a long work session. The carry case is compact and practical, with both cables included. No accessory upcharges to get basic functionality working. Let's get practical about controls and modes. The physical buttons matter. You can change volume, skip tracks, and toggle noise modes by feel. The wear sensor pauses when you lift a cup and resumes when you set it back. Sounds minor, saves time. Transparency mode is natural sounding enough to hold a conversation at a counter without yanking the headphones off your head. ANC is stable. When you switch modes, the tonal balance of your music doesn't lurch, and that's rare. So, who should buy these? If silence is the absolute priority and you want to spend less, Bose is still the obvious play. If you want features galore, app toys, and a warmer hug of a sound, Sony will make you smile. If you want 60-hour endurance and a calm, spacious presentation, Sennheiser is the sensible choice. If you crave Apple's ecosystem magic and frequent spatial audio content, AirPods Max remains compelling. If you want hi-fi flair and a big kinetic sense of impact, Bathy's is a thrilling ride. But if your North Star is musical texture, long-wear comfort, and a design that looks and feels like it was made to last years, Px8 S2 is the one that checks those boxes. Let's hit a quick buyer weight snapshot. If you're stepping up from mid-range wireless and want a final premium pair, buy. If you already own a Px8 and love it, audition before you upgrade. You'll hear refinement, not a total personality change. If you're a frequent long-haul traveler, audition against Bose with your own playlist and decide whether you prefer musicality or maximum hush. If you're building a work-from-home setup, consider USB-C audio and the mic performance. Px8 S2 doubles as a very posh wired headset when you need zero fuss. Another gentle pattern interrupt, price psychology alert. At this level, a lot of the value is in how you feel using the headphones every single day. Do the materials make you want to pick them up? Do they disappear on your head? Does the tuning make you want to keep listening at moderate volume? Px8 S2 is engineered so that the answer to those questions is yes, and that's why people who buy them often keep them for years. Okay, verdict time. Px8 S2 isn't trying to win the decibel arms race on noise canceling or the Thunderdome contest for bass. It's trying to make you fall in love with music again while still giving you the modern conveniences you'll actually use: reliable multi-point, fast charging, meaningful transparency, and a wired USB-C mode that makes your life easier. It's the most musically mature take on premium wireless in 2025. If you value realism, ease, and object quality over spec sheet sparring, you've found your match. I'll leave you with a question, too, actually. In your daily life, what matters more? Absolute silence, or music that feels alive and effortless for hours? And if you've tried Px8 S2 or any of its rivals, where did you land, and why? Your take helps the next listener make a smarter choice. If this breakdown helped, tap subscribe for more real-world audio deep dives. We've got head-to-heads, tuning comparisons, and buying guides lined up so you can spend once and enjoy for years.